Taurus, this is going to be a video for you, a tarot card reading video, obviously. And we're just going to see what you need to know. If you like my energy or vibrate with me in any way, go ahead and hit the subscribe, like, and comment on this video. Let's get started. We have the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. There could be a lie here that you're telling yourself, or there's an aspiration or a hope here that you're looking at. Let's see what's going on. Queen of Cups. Looks like a hope. Looks like a dream, an aspiration. Something that you love, something that you want to pour your heart into, and I feel like you're going to be surprised by this thing. The Eight of Swords, it seems as though you're struggling a little bit with spiraling. You could be having a lot of accidents because you're not totally present. It's going to be very important for you right now to focus on clearing your mind. The Empress in reverse in the crowning position. Sorry about that, Taurus. My iPhone storage got full. So maybe there's a little bit of excess happening in the mind space, right? Especially with the Eight of Swords coming out here in reverse. It seems like you're going back and forth. You're not really allowing yourself to rest with something. You're hyper vigilant about something or someone. Subconscious energy. Two of Pentacles. But the subconscious energy with the Two of Pentacles is showing me that you at least are attempting to come from a place of balance. And you are seeing the truth here with the Empress as well. Seems like you kind of go back and forth between realities. The Empress in reverse is a sense of vacillation. With the Two of Pentacles, it's like you're vacillating between one option and another. But you're also seeing the truth here. But do you trust yourself to see the truth, Taurus? The Queen of Cups, or the Page of Swords in reverse, the Eight of Swords in reverse in the crossing, that's you having the gift of vision, but vacillating back and forth on whether or not you actually believe what you see. Past energy is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Ten of Pentacles in reverse is games of hazard, risks, also debauchery, roguery, deception, lies. Could also be a gift, pension, or dowry. Let's see what this is. We'll have to clarify this. It seems like there could have been some kind of deceit, some kind of lie here in the past that has put you in your mind. Future energy, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, a sense of carelessness, a sense of wastefulness, laziness even, indolence, not doing what you need to do. Interesting. Self-position is the Tower in reverse, mental imprisonment. In the environment, we have the Chariot in reverse, inactivity or failure. And we have the Four of Pentacles in hopes and fears, indicating cleaving to that which you have, not sharing, being afraid to share, being afraid to let something go or release something, i.e., release a statement, release a question, release a person, release an idea, release materials. That's quite the Taurian energy as well. I know it's Capricorn, that Four of Pentacles, but cleaving to things, it always just gave me Taurus energy. I don't know. Anyway. The outcome here, Taurus, is the Eight of Cups. I see you walking away from this modality of overthinking, maybe doubting yourself. Let's clarify. Let's clarify all of these, because I feel like you're not really being honest with yourself about what you have to offer or what you have to share, Taurus. The Queen of Cups being clarified by the Devil in reverse. There's the Capricorn energy. You are very good at breaking through illusions. You are very good at knocking down kind of like illusory thoughts here. And I feel like maybe that's something that you're not really giving yourself enough credit for. Here, the Page of Swords in reverse being clarified by the Ace of Swords in reverse. Overthinking. hypervigilance, always being on the lookout, always being like, you could have a very active mind, but that's a good thing. And I feel like you know that, especially because you're over here in this emotional intelligence, the Queen of Cups. You're always looking out for new ideas. But I feel like it's important for you to maybe hone in on one particular idea. I feel like you have a very broad sense of, if we're talking about the intuitive process, this is going to be you having a lot of different intuitive downloads coming to you all at once, and maybe feeling a little bit scattered about it. So I feel like the advice here would be to focus on one particular concept at a time. Okay. We have the 8 of Swords in the crossing position. I want to add to that as well. Focus on, see, now I'm doing it. Focus on one concept at a time and then dive more deeply into that concept. I feel like that will really help you in the intuitive process. Because I feel like you haven't really given yourself the chance to really go as deep as you actually could. I'm getting a sense that you're very talented, Taurus. Okay. The 8 of Swords in reverse in the crossing position, this is overthinking. Getting yourself in like a mental conflict, feeling powerless. Let's see what this is. The Queen of Swords. You're really capable of cutting through it, though. Anytime you get kind of like locked down into this like cycle, this mental cycle, it seems like you have the mental fortitude and the wherewithal, the critical analysis required to really break yourself out of it. And so I don't really feel as though this is a huge challenge for you, actually, Taurus. You actually seem to be coming into quite the state of balance. It seems like I could be talking to someone who has already overcome everything that I'm describing, as a matter of fact. So we have the Empress in reverse, indicating that you have found the truth. Strength, yes, exactly. You found the truth, Taurus. You found the truth, and you're very strong for it. You're stronger for it. You had to learn your own strength, though, in order to really embody that truth. Wow. The 2 of Pentacles in the subconscious energy. Justice in reverse. Yeah, there's an aspect here of balance and imbalance. You had to, I feel like I'm talking in retrospect now. You had to take a good, honest look at your biases and be completely truthful with yourself. No wonder why we have strength in the Empress and the crowning. These were skills that you had to develop for yourself. Patience, restraint, perseverance, and honesty. And honesty is a skill. And you did it. We have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse in the past position being clarified by the 4 of Swords. Rest after, I want to say rest after betrayal, rest after deceit. I feel like there was a point where you got tired of maybe a particular community lying to you constantly. Or maybe it was just the status quo that you began to identify and separate from. Because it was putting you in your mind. Because it was making you mentally hypervigilant. You decided to free yourself from this. And so we have in the future the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Liberation. into the Ten of Cups. Complete emotional freedom, fulfillment, stability, and happiness. So we have you in the Tower in reverse in the Self position, being clarified by the Hermit. Like I said, you've already done this work. You've already done this work. You've already gone within. You've already understood and analyzed and digested everything that you needed to know. So you have the Chariot in reverse in your environment, sense of defeat or giving up, dissolution of dreams, being clarified by the King of Pentacles. It was a challenge to you, but you didn't give up. You kept going. You decided that you were going to meet your challenges where they were at. Get better. Become the King of Pentacles. Strong, founded, and grounded. Very real energy. Very real. But it was such a challenge, and it came with many losses. It came with many losses. But those losses were your building blocks. You're showing a great deal of resilience here, Taurus, and restraint. Four of Pentacles with the Fool in reverse. No longer allowing your mind to get away from you. Reeling in that Uranus energy. Maybe people thought that you were too eccentric. Maybe people thought that you were insane. Maybe people thought that you were too different, too foolish. And so you had to learn how to restrain that aspect of yourself in some way. You reeled it in. You showed a sense of discipline, mental discipline. And from there, everything else just seemed to fall into place. And then we have the Eight of Cups in the outcome, walking away from the old you that would have stayed stuck in this tower, that would have stayed stuck in the Chariot, not moving forward, not making any decisive actions toward their goals. The Eight of Cups being clarified by the King of Swords in reverse. You may have walked away from an abusive partner. You may have walked away from a liar. But what I'm seeing more than anything is that you walked away from the lies that you told yourself. Taurus, we're going to get you out a few oracle cards to wrap up this reading. Triumph in reverse. 4-4-4-4. Challenges leading to growth and alignment. 2-2-2. Introspection. A key theme in this reading. Hope in reverse. You had to learn how to slow down, how to withdraw, how to introspect, how to plan effectively for your future with wisdom and prudence and patience. Vexation. Multiplicity, universal spirit in reverse. At one point, you thought that it was all for nothing. But you were wrong. And you're glad that you were wrong. because that means that there's so much more. That means that you are unlimited. I'm speaking to someone who has definitely resolved their karma, someone who's definitely familiar with their south node, where they come from, their past, cause and effect, justice in reverse. And someone who understands how to implement effective strategy based on the rules of karma. Any final messages for Tauruses? Overflow, overwhelm and plenty, horned cactus, resourcefulness. Yeah. You're extremely resilient, and that's leading you, or it has led you to, a place where you are now experiencing the high life, essentially. Taurus, overflow, overwhelm and plenty. All right, Taurus. Let's see what we have for your astro card. '11th house, someone here could be doing something on the web, internet, or within a larger community. Regardless, I'm seeing a large community around you, overwhelm and plenty, a large community around you, Taurus. 11th house. You built this for yourself and you earned it. And it came with a lot of challenges, but you did it. If you'd like to book me for a personal reading, the link to do so is going to be down below in the description box. Please be sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching, Taurus, and take care.